I haven't walked into a thrift store and had them just put out a cart of interesting stuff like this in a million years.
Hi, I'm George the Antique Nomad. Come with me as I wander the country in search of valuable vintage, amazing antiques, and cool collectibles. We'll buy, sell, and trade at antique malls, shops, and shows, estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores, anywhere people go to find really interesting things that just aren't made anymore. So come on, let's go! Hey everyone, it's George the Antique Nomad, and it is a blustery, cold day in Florida. I guess you guys are all getting snow north of us, as close as Alabama, so brr. I got pretty drenched working in my storage locker this morning. A really nice gal named Christine from Vermont, snowbirds down here, and she said this Salvation Army, which is not the retail store but actually is the worship center, is having a flea market today. So I'm hitting it on my way to go see my cousin because he needs bookshelves, so I'm using this as an excuse to say I'm shopping for bookshelves, but really I'm going to the flea market. To the left of the nursery is this place. Well, looky there, they are having a flea market, and I'm going to take a look around real quickly. Well, of course I have to look at costume jewelry. This isn't exactly a bookcase, but there might be something fun in here. This is missing a stone, but it looks like a nice older piece.
Bazaar is one.
It has a listener mark. That's a decent brand. They were kind of lower medium priced. Well, that's so fun. I just ran into Christine and her mom, and they are heading home, and I'm actually going to go look at a piece of furniture her mom has after this. So I'm getting nicely distracted today. Now, some of these could be real pearls. We would have to hold them up to our cheek to tell, because really hard to tell with your hands with calluses. I'm going to see if the back of my hand, if I can just pick up anything. Okay, these ones on the right feel colder. So we'll do a little investigating there. Some rose quartz. This is more contemporary, but it's a pretty piece. The prices are great on this stuff. I'm just looking for a little older than this, but there are some neat pieces for somebody who is just looking for something to wear for fashion. Great deals. Hello.
Hi.
Well, lots of wearable stuff. I think my favorite is this, but again, newer than what I really do. Well, these are going to be Bossons or Legend, but most of them look like Bossons. And they're in very good shape. Used to have a lot of collectors for these, not as many now, but I think they're neat looking. How much are the faces?
5 each.
5 each, okay. Well, they're going to wrap Pierre and the guy with the eye patch for me, and I'm looking at these old models of yesteryear. I remember these when I was a kid. I had one of them. I think it was this one with the roof that came off. Yes, that's right, because I remember I was always dropping the roof and getting annoyed. Well, these folks have lots of shoes and accessories, but I just need a sweater. Burger inaugural basket.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's got the stars on it, and it says 1993 inaugural, so this must have been when Bill Clinton was inaugurated. Well, they're kind of getting ready to go here, and that's okay, because I found a few things, and I really need to go do what I was supposed to be doing in the first place, but this was a fun little diversion. That was fun, and I bought more there than I bought the last 5 times I've been to a Goodwill. So that was a good start to the day. My next pickup is here. This is called On Top of the World, and it is a themed condominium development that was built in the 1960s, and every building has a theme. This apartment is supposed to be the chalet and remind you of Europe, I guess. This one is called Danish Modern. This one is called Polynesian. That's where I would have to live with the big sun gods. This one is called Swedish Traditional. Well, in the back you can see I have a nice little mirrored parson's table. That is going to fit great at Vintage Modern St. Pete, and
I gave the gal more money than she was asking because I didn't think she was asking enough. And this one here is Bavarian Chalet. This is just what Bavaria looks like. They're all basically the same typical 1960s condo, but they have these false fronts. This amazing pink palace here with the castellation is English Gothic. I'm sure my viewers in England are saying, goodness, that looks just exactly like home. Well, I hope you're enjoying this world tour, and in the meantime, if you'll please hit that like button and comment on this video, and also subscribe if you haven't, because then we can have you click that bell to be notified of future videos. We're headed to my cousin's apartment. He has this really obnoxious doorbell that I love to ring because it drives him nuts. So I open the door really quietly. Hey, how's it going?
Really enjoy that.
Okay, Kimberly Home Thrift Shop. Here we go. I've been to this place a whole lot of times with my aunt and my mother, and it's a good place to buy furniture because they deliver, so they get a lot. Let's see what they've got. Ah, the new form of the web chair. Everything comes back. Too bad you can't get these metal rolling racks.
That's what I was thinking.
This is one of the most garish and splendidly outrageous lamp sets I have seen in a long time. This looks like something you'd see in Zsa Zsa Gabor's apartment. Is it $70 for the whole set? That is astounding. Oh no, $249. I thought they might know better than that. This place does have a lot of stuff, and you see a lot of china cabinets. There's always a chance you'll find something. This is an older Japanese set of dishes. This is Kurok up here with the ducks, but it's a little scratched, so it's a shame because $10 is a good price, and the scratches aren't deep, but I don't really know what to do about them. Some Lenox china. China cabinets are not necessarily easy to place, so they're using them to great advantage, I have to say. And I see something over here that is actually pretty collectible, which is this. It is Metlock's Lotus. It's the 4-piece set. It's the Tureen. They've got $79.99 on it. That sounds like a lot, but this is a pretty popular 1970s pattern of dinnerware. Their displays are pretty good. I'm not really seeing anything vintage though. Although I am seeing younger people picking up china. The Girl Scouts think you're super? Oh, so some comic glasses. Yeah, cool. They're in good shape. How much do they charge for the glassware here? It's only like $1 a piece, I think.
$1.99.
Smurfs too, yeah. Yeah, I mean, for that price, probably have to take all of it. They do a nice job color theming and putting things together so it's easy for people to decorate with. And they have some Murano glass, but it's $21.99, and that's a little more than I'm willing to spend on it. Pretty though. Thomas of Germany made these. That would be a rather attractive pattern, but the lid is missing. Some English cups and saucers. This is Royal Albert. That's not bad for $7. All right, so we're at Good Shepherd Church Furniture Thrift Shop. We're looking for bookcases and whatever else they might have here. It is a thrift store, so they could have a lot of stuff.
Grab a couple
$30 for this brass table. Now, coffee tables are a little out of style, but look at this modernist design. It's got the smoke glass top. This looks like something from about 1980. I'm pretty seriously tempted at $30 to give that a whirl.
I got a couple
Oh, wow.
of like blues albums like that in really good shape. Nothing exorbitant.
Who's that? I don't know why that looked familiar.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny Mathis. Okay.
Wow, it's in Braille.
Well, that's interesting.
That's really cool. How can they hear it if they're blind? I have to Google that. I thought it was like a punk band or...
Copyright 2003.
Oh, yeah, okay. American band formed DC in 1979.
The line, this might actually be something because they're obscure enough, and there were some good DC bands in that period. I wonder what age these brass tables are. It's a nice clean style. Wow, this place is
nice
great, and there's a
place.
lot of stuff here. I can't believe I didn't know about this place before. We got the shelves, and that's all we have room for today, which is good because they're closing anyway. But I'll tell you, look at that, $5. Yeah, I think this is going to be a place I will start frequenting because this is more interesting than a lot of the chain thrift stores in this area. Well, we didn't get to shop the whole store, and I sure like those brass tables and might have to come back for them, but this place is awesome. These folks loaded the stuff for us. They somehow managed to get these 2 bookcases and my glass table in, and all of my crates with room to spare. I am just so impressed. I mean, I'm a good packer usually, but they really pulled it together. And the best part is because Carl is a bottle digger and has a great collection to display, he can use these very effectively, and they were $30 each. Solid wood. We do have a membership package, and we're very grateful to our members for helping us make extra content. So check that out if you're interested in supporting the channel. And we are going to go back and show you more stuff from more thrift stores and flea markets now. So this is the Hep Thrift Store, and I have not been to the Hep Thrift Store before. I've driven by it a bunch of times, so I'll be curious to see what it's about. You know, $5 lounge chairs, that's a pretty good deal.
Probably exception, but any of the Far Side cups.
Oh, you know, Far Side probably is collectible now.
They actually are.
Oh, half a cup of coffee. Yes, I always thought that was the corniest thing.
So how old is the one with the
I think the
US?
one with the States is 60s era, and then this is, well, this is plastic, so it's later, but if it was glass, it'd be 70s. Yeah, I think it was 60s that they had the States.
When did they start making them?
Oh gosh, way back. They did them back when they still had the round logo with the arrow through it back in the 30s and 40s.
Really?
Yeah. Huh, this place uses crates to set things up just like I do. Let's see how prices are, because we've got a piece of Pyrex here and everyone's on the Pyrex bandwagon. 16. Yeah.
Oh, I saw some quick blurb. It's the style, it's like pure white, almost like an eyeball.
Oh yeah, like
It's like the rarest.
the ovals. Yeah, that actually is a really hard one to find. Yeah, and you wouldn't think pure white would be what you would be looking for, but yeah, that one is really scarce. You're right. Well, this is Disney, and it is treasure craft. You can tell by the speckling, because this was something they did in the 80s when they were starting to do a lot of their California pottery. And there's the Crafted with Pride in USA, but they want $10 for it. And honestly, to me, that's the most it would be worth. On the other hand, they're bundling the Royal Copenhagen and Bing Grondel Christmas plates. Here's one of these old boards, and sometimes people like these just for decorating. This would have been one of these game boards from about 1950 with the baseball and the darts. In fact, actually a little earlier, look at the deco pattern in the corner. This might actually be around 1940. It's $15.50, and I wouldn't usually think to pay that kind of money for it, especially because it's got some chips. It's just some sort of a press board, but it does have a good graphic nature to it. And it has a good graphic nature on both sides, so it might well sell for over $30. Okay, this looks like John Perry, $20. With the 2 sharks, you know, it's probably a $40 or $45 piece, but it's missing the little oval that identifies the maker. Nope, it's not. It's right there. John Perry. This is not a bad piece for the price because of the big burl, because of 2 figures instead of 1. And the thrift stores are relegating the clear glass to its own section. That may be a mistake. I think mixing the clear with the colors is the way to get people interested in it again. Let's see what sort of old furniture is at the thrift store. This set down here is older. This looks like 1940s or 50s. It's the Sheraton style, and it's sold. The serpentine front tends to do better on these. And the price was $275, which is a pretty fair price on this piece here. And $275 on the other piece as well. I would say they got a reasonably good deal on good quality older furniture, but not a steal. And then there's this triple steepled split pediment Tudor style secretary desk. It's really a wonderful old piece, but they want $550, and to me that's what these things went for when the retail market was hotter for this type of furniture, especially in Florida. I feel this will be a difficult piece to sell at that price, particularly because it has veneer wear. There is a bunch of different kinds of art here, but the only thing I see that appears to be signed is this triptych here. This looks like an actual artist piece of the Brooklyn Bridge. This might just be mass-produced art. Let's take a look at the back. And sure enough, it is Target Home Goods, made in China. Here is the series of dogs playing poker. A bold bluff. A friend in need passing cards under the table. That is a very naughty pit bull. A Waterloo. Pinched with 4 aces because the cops are coming in. The one they're missing, the 6th in the series, is when the wives come in and break up the game. It's funny to think that the original of this sold for $3 million. We don't know who this woman was, but there's something likable about this, done in Paris in 1971. Getting home and finding out that, oh, the fin is completely missing, which now we realize because it's not the right size. I mean, the prices aren't super cheap here, but it does seem like a place you might find something. Did you see anything in the records?
No, there's down one contract.
Oh, yeah. Didn't want to get in the way, yeah. Ooh, there's a big purple shoe. I think it's for people to try on shoes. Yes. It's a bronze medallion.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. And it looks like World War I because it's very Art Nouveau, but it could even be before that. But they have a big price on it. I wonder what the story is. I'd kind of like to know, actually. Oh, and besides, and over here there's a Pan Am tie tack from a pilot, and we're going to get that for sure for $450. Oh, it's Charles Lindbergh's first flight. So this is 1927. That is really cool, actually. It might be worth that price. I've never seen that particular one. It seems high, but you never know. So, that's really interesting. I wonder if this came from someone who was a pilot, because this little piece here...
Oh, now you can... It makes sense. This way
is what I want. Yeah, that is actually really cool.
Do you ever have sales?
Yeah, I like the trunk full of stuff too, because it's, even though it's not for sale, because it's got all of the... What's nice is it's got the document envelope, and it's got this to hold up the stuff. It's missing one piece here, but it's actually, well, no, actually it's just there's something loose, but yeah, it's got the secret compartment. Yeah, one of the better ones I've seen, so of course it's not for sale. Darn it. And the Pepsi crate probably isn't either. Hi, my name is James. I am a plant. Ooh, Funhouse mirror. How do I look? Buffalo Bills. Okay, now I'm surprised I haven't seen newer resellers in filming today. This is $16. When I see newer resellers selling team logo stuff, especially because Buffalo is a team that's pretty storied, and this is NFL logo here, so it looks like it's legit. I mean, this stuff is expensive when you buy it from this pro shop, so I have a feeling this is a good deal. Earlier today I needed a jacket, but now the sun's coming back out. Harmony! The sign looks nice, but it's brand new. There's an old vase. That looks like it might be Abingdon out of Illinois. Let's see. Yes, it is. There's something unpleasant in some piece of furniture. It's one thing about being in thrift stores. We cannot exactly explain to you the smell that some thrift stores have. This one's really not that bad, but we think there's a bad piece of furniture over there. This table and chairs is 1970s rattan with that high gloss. And it's $170 for the set. I don't really like the simulated wood grain top all that much. The rest of it, I think, some potential though. By the 1990s, this is what a lot of dining sets look like. Large pedestals, geometric parquetry. A lot of this was made in Indiana, but you see this one has some problems. Since it's veneer, you have to be really careful of condition, especially around the edges. It says this is Haviland china with the rose.
but it's actually Johann Haviland from Bavaria. They just happened to choose the Haviland name because the Haviland company in the United States that imported the Limoges china that we know as Haviland Limoges was successful. And then there's some Franciscan apple in here. 1970s, you can tell because of the script double line F. This is the last mark that Franciscan used before they sold out to the English. A lot of new stuff. You know, I realize for a lot of resellers who find recent and contemporary things that are priced cheap, that thrift stores can be a really big moneymaker. It's harder when you're an antique and vintage dealer. What we find for the antique and vintage dealers is that there's just not as much of a likelihood of something really unusual coming through, whereas the people selling contemporary goods have a much better chance of finding something in here. I think that explains the popularity of videos that are about thrift stores, because people think they might find a bargain themselves, and a bargain could be anything. Now this is marked Hubley inside. Hubley was the company that made these originally. It's been repainted. And not well. They didn't do this sort of paint. You can see in the eyes it's rather amateurish, but it's $3.99. However, I don't think it's really Hubley at all, and I'll tell you why. Orange rust is an indication of something that's been left outside in the weather with hopes that it will get a rusty appearance quickly. That's a trick they use in Asia with reproductions. The filing marks are large and obvious and kind of sloppy. Now, the one thing that usually is a problem that isn't so much on this one is that the seam seems to be rather tight. So this is a better edition than a lot of them where the seams are very loose, but it's also been painted over, so it's a little bit hard to tell. Well, the cart just came out and I got all excited because I thought I found something fresh first thing. This is marked Italy. I'm all excited because it's yellow, it looks 70s, it could be a great designer, it's boho, it's modernist, it could be worth hundreds of dollars, but then I see the crack. And a hairline crack is really a difficulty because hairline cracks grow. So even though it's only $12, I am leaving it. Oh, that makes me so sad. I think that could have been a big deal. Oh, that's interesting. It has a signature on it. I would say for $4, you ought to give that a whirl. That might be something.
Nah, I mean, anything glass.
If
you want to. Didn't you just show penguins?
Yeah.
In one of your videos?
It's interesting because this doesn't feel Italian. But the fact that it's got a good signature, I'm going to take a chance on it for $4.
You know what?
Are there a bunch? Wow, this all just rolled out of the back. This is a nesting doll for $1.99. Hey, this is the time to be here, apparently. Wow, we lucked out. Somebody's entire penguin collection.
What about these?
Depends who made them.
So if it's not signed?
If it's not signed, I usually leave these alone because there's so many of them now, and a lot of them are done even overseas, although I don't think that one is. But yeah, you know, I found a pair of Royal Dalton penguins in a sale for $2 that I sold for $157. Yeah, that was sweet.
What? Anything?
It looks like cloisonne, but it looks pretty new to me. It's not quite as detailed. This is Rinconado, which I really like, but he's got a chip, some sort of a little puffiny looking guy. That looks like marble, yeah, maybe from the 80s. And then this is that UCTCI, which I don't recognize. I mean, I've seen this label before. It's Japanese. It's pretty well painted. Again, it's $2. I think I should get it. Oh, that's a good piece. That looks like it's Royal Crown Derby. How much is that? Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Yep. And how much is that?
$4.
Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, that's...
There you go.
Oh, gosh. I'm glad you have extra hands. I should learn to bring a cart. What was that piece you were holding up? That it had a ceramic?
Yeah.
That looked like it was German. Ceramic, Miss... yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard of that. Actually,
it's actually kind of cool looking.
It is kind of
Yeah,
cool
I mean,
looking. And then there's another one down there that looks good. I'm gonna go get a card because this is kind of nuts. Or just say this is my card. How's that? Look, it's my card. There we go. Oh, Cal Style. Yeah, that was part of California Originals. It's a chip and dip, and it goes with that bowl under there. Let me seriously get something, because this is like amazing. I haven't walked into a thrift store and had them just put out a card of interesting stuff like this in a million years. Possibly, yeah. When we see the bottom, I think we will.
I want to grab this because if someone else comes.
Well, let me just get a thing. That could be good quality.
Yeah, it looks
Jeez,
like
you have
nice.
got the eye, man. My cousin is very good at this stuff too, because he's been thrifting for years.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It says something right there.
Oh yeah, it's Waterford. That's what I thought it was. Yep.
That one I'll grab.
Nice. That one, it's cute, but I don't think it's as well done or important as some of these other ones. I want to stick to the stuff that's really good, but there's some really good stuff in this bag.
Is this new?
That's pretty new, yeah. This little dog is cute, but not of note.
New.
These have some age, but I don't need them. Wow, well that was pretty exciting to actually hit a score in a thrift store. I am very surprised. That's cool looking, but I'm not sure who the studio is. You know, there's so many studio potters. There's no way to keep up with them all. You have to learn what you find in your region and then just keep looking for the ones that you know are important. This one doesn't have any glaze. It's got kind of this one doesn't have any signature, but it looks like Raku, and Raku is coming back. I'm sure that's something I should probably get for $6, but you know, if it had a signature, then I'd be more excited. You found some good stuff. I like that. I don't see anything wrong.
I don't know if it's.
Let me see. I think it's because that's where it's cut that it feels sharp. It doesn't feel like a chip, but it is interesting the fire polishing didn't catch that. I think it's just factory flaw.
Do you want it?
Only if you don't.
Take it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I figured, like I said, if that's a set.
Yeah, good. You should keep it.
No, you keep it.
Well, you get what you want because there's plenty to share. My grandmother had a penguin collection because of my dad going to Antarctica. I don't know who the maker is, but it's good enough quality that I don't care.
Is it pre-war?
I doubt it. It says...
I can't read that.
Oh, it's Huschenreuter. Okay, in Germany, yeah, you know, it might be pre-war. And if it is, it's just barely, because penguins weren't really a thought to people, you know, because they hadn't explored the South Pole really until like the 20s. They got really excited about it. Well, my cousin very smartly is going to see if there's anybody in the back who knows if there's more carts that they're about to put out, because that was exciting. I have not had a hit like that in a thrift store for a long, long, long time, especially not a chain thrift. But Salvation Army, you know, they do leave it for the people. And look, these two women right in front of me decided to get the tureen that I just turned down. So you can go play miniature golf after you finish combing the shelves. A great score for me. It was very generous. He doesn't really do glass, so I got 4 bags full of glass and ceramic penguins. Thanks for joining me again in the fun and fascinating antique community, here where online meets the real world. Please click the subscribe button below, click the bell to be notified when new videos upload, leave a comment below, and hit thumbs up to like this video. Links to our online social media and our items for sale are in the description. This is George at the Antique Nomad. Bye for now.